Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
So when I was working on Selena, the series for Netflix, to play the role of Abraham Quintanilla, I put on a specific amount of weight, which I was fine doing, but also realizing it could be difficult to get that weight off. I got back into my physical regimen with James Leja, but I was still having trouble with just those last amounts. And that's when I got to meet Arturo from Laredo Medical Weight Loss Clinic. And just the products that he gave me kind of put me over the edge. I feel great about myself.
Hi, I'm Don McLaughlin. I'm a candidate for House District 80, which consists of Webb County, Uvalde County, Dimmitt County, Zavala County, Frio County, and Atascosa County. I'm also a small businessman, and I know what it takes to run a small business. And for too long, we've had too much government regulation coming into our small business and making it tougher and tougher for us to survive and get by. And that's one of the things I hope to change. Small business is the backbone of the state of Texas, and we need to make sure it thrives and that they have the support they need in government and less government regulation.
We're back at you, Gloves Off. I'm Professor Buitron. I have a great guest, J.D. Delgado, who is running for re-election for trustee or board from LCC, right?
Sure, LC.
But LC, now you changed the name. You know, when I grew up, it was Laredo College.
Yep.
And then it was Laredo Community College. Then it was Laredo Junior College. And now it's LC.
My parents and my grandparents told me all the same thing. Well, you know, when I was there, it was LJC, and then my dad's like, he's like, well, LCC. And I'm like, well, I was like, it's LC now. Because even I took,
College.
Yeah, because when I took a course when I was in high school, it was Laredo Community College, and so
yes.
When I was lucky enough and honored to get on the board, I think right when I was elected, or right before I was elected, that year, 2018, that's when they changed the name.
Changed the name.
Yeah.
But, you know, and there's a lot of things that are going on with the college.
Yes.
Explain a couple of things that you guys have changed.
Definitely.
Yeah,
no, definitely. A lot of great things are happening. You know, obviously, going into my term, we had that little COVID scare and whatnot. But I think the beauty about it is we've been able to build back and get back to where we want to be. You know, one of the biggest things that I can talk about right now is the Palomino Pledge, which basically we've allocated a significant amount of funding to basically help students that otherwise wouldn't be able to go to college. I think that's always been basically the foundation of what it is trustees, and speaking on trustees, administration officials, even our college president, faculty and staff want to make sure that as the name has changed, the mission of the college has always been about the community.
Absolutely.
And that Palomino Pledge is something that we're definitely very proud about. We're excited about because of the fact that it's something that a lot of us trustees, including our board president Lupita Cepeda, even our board secretary Jackie Newman Ramos, along with a couple of others, have been wanting to do for quite some time now. I think one of the beauties about being the trustee is being able to go to different conferences and meetings. I myself have gone several times to San Antonio, basically to talk to the Alamo College districts and basically see as far as how everybody is operating within the community colleges. A lot of people don't know this, but there's really just 50 community colleges in the state of Texas. And we try our best with the budgets that we get. Say as you will, you do what you can with what you have. And I think that's one of the great things that being as part of the board and being part of Laredo College, which for the past several years has been an amazing experience. And I think that's from all aspects, from thanks to the leadership of our board president, Lupita Cepeda, as well as our college president, Dr. Minita Ramirez. It's been, and all the faculty, staff, and of course it benefits the students at the end of the day.
You know, I used to teach there. I was an adjunct instructor for a long time, especially for Savant. Way back in 1990, the Texas Association of Savant passed Buitron Cesabatos board, part of the educational department, you know, in Texas. And after that, went to USA Savada as part of the licensing and regulation. So it's been a, so LC was one of the, you know, that campus was one of the first, was one of the top, the three that had Sabat in it. The first one was Denton, then it was Laredo College, and it was Laredo.
Nice.
Yeah. So it had its motions in the movement, and then we had a lot of great youngsters that went through there. You know, young adults, and all of a sudden now they're police officers because you know they kind of went through it. Some of them followed us back out here and kept on going.
And I think that's the beauty about the community college. You know, while TAMU is great, I have nothing bad to say. Even I'm a graduate of University of Texas at San Antonio. I graduated from Alexander back in 2002. I was blessed with several scholarships that I got, not only from the local community, but also statewide and nationwide. Right. You know, and I had the opportunity to go to graduate from UTSA and get my bachelor's over there. Ended up coming back because I think that was always the plan.
Laredo, everybody comes back.
Yeah, and which is a good thing, which is something that, you know, as trustees, especially when we get with our college president, with the administration and faculty, that's one of the things that we try to figure out how to do. Everybody talks about this brain drain that goes on, and it's true. We lose a lot of amazing talent that is here within our high schools. I mean, we have two amazing school districts with United ISD and Laredo ISD. And a lot of the kids that are there, while they have, you never want to take away opportunities, right? Especially when it comes to whether it's going to a university. And that's why one of the focuses over the past couple of years with Laredo College has been these MOUs, method of understandings with a lot of universities, to where you can start at Laredo College and do some of your basics and do some of your coursework.
And transfer out.
And automatically transfer out to university so that you can have that. Not only you have that university experience, but you have that opportunity to just move to a different university without having to worry about the struggles of trying to leave straight out of high school or figuring out what to do. You know, when I was in high school, I leaned a lot on my counselors, and I think the counselors at the school districts are nothing short of amazing. And I think they've directed, basically they gave me the pathway as far as on what route to take when I was going into secondary education as far as college.
Absolutely. And you know, right now the time frame that we live in, we need to make sure that our high schoolers understand where they can project themselves into. Not everybody's going to get a 4-year term. No. Not everybody's going to get a master's after that. Not everybody's going to get an associate's. But I think we have to give them the ability to get vocational schools as well, a vocational training. And I think, you know, air conditioning, tractor driving. I think that's where our community college, if you want to put it that way, needs to focus in, because we have a lot of those jobs out there that are magnificent. We have to have those trades.
And let's talk about what's successful. You know, we always hear about Laredo being just recently there was a survey that came out that says, you know, Laredo is one of the top 10 places to start a business if you're Hispanic, or top 10 places. I think it was in the top 10 or top 15 to start a business. And that's what we want to try to encourage. And just like you hit the nail on the head with regards to vocational and workforce, that's the one thing that has been a slight shift for the college in making sure that we have that available. Because you're right, not everybody is going to go through academics as far as in a 4-year degree or want to transfer out. Let's be honest, a lot of us straight out of high school have to start working.
Absolutely.
And I think with a lot of these workforce and vocational programs that are being offered, it gives somebody the opportunity to not only learn an amazing skill, just like through HVAC, and let's talk about the transportation industry. Transportation industry is one of the biggest aspects, job markets, career fields here in the city of Laredo. You hear it all the time. We're the number one port in the United States. Number one port in the United States. Number one port in the United States. But I think from that aspect of being the number one port, there's so many opportunities that are available. You know, and we've expanded our truck driving program, our CDO program, which is one of the best in the state.
We need to,
especially at our beautiful South Campus.
Yes, and let me tell you this. I ran a study in the last couple of months about Laredo, where Laredo was. So I was here, the number one port, but you don't see the results, so you don't see the residual effects in the city throughout. And it came out the 10th poorest city in the U.S. That to me was a shock.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it came out with 0.8% manufacturing jobs. We don't have any. So we have to tell our leaders, and I'm not talking about city council leaders, I'm talking about our leaders out there, entrepreneurs, the people out there that are those leaders, and say, you know what, let's start bringing in factories or manufacturing companies back into Laredo.
Yeah,
And
I
think that's what we have to start doing.
And I think that's the beauty of it, because there's no stopping Laredo as far as what we can or can't do.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the beauties about Laredo College is figuring out what the market says, right?
Absolutely.
We always talk about capitalism and what the market says and what's out there. And I think that's the beauty about Laredo College. When I first started with Laredo College, this was back in 2014, 2015, 2016, around there. So I had a private ambulance company. And several of my employees that were basically applying for jobs were coming out of Laredo College. First thing I did was just to start to get involved, just to see as far as what they were doing, how they were doing, and also more importantly, what we can do to get more involved, to not only encourage other individuals to basically be a part of not only the classes that are being offered, but make sure that they get the highest quality education. And I think from that aspect, being involved in some of the advisory committees that they have, which is one of the first things that they told me to do. They still have some great professors that are there. First thing he said was just be a part of the advisory committee.
And that's where
and I think that's where a lot of businesses and the focus of Laredo College, especially for a lot of these departments, they go to business leaders and they say, hey, we need you to be a part of this advisory committee because we want to know what direction we're going to be headed in. Because at the end of the day, the fruits of that labor of other business owners being involved is going to have a direct effect on the students.
Absolutely. And there's, in Texas you have oil and gas.
Yep.
You have ranch and farming. And the one that's missing, it's one of the biggest ones, is hunting.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for hunting, the King Ranch wouldn't be around. It would already been sold out of partitions a long, long time ago.
Well, I think
you know what I'm saying? But because the hunting industry is pretty big.
It's huge. Yeah.
But we cannot supply, and Webb County is huge in deer hunting.
Yeah.
But yet we do not have a school for guides. We do not have a school for taxidermists. I think those are classes that the college could offer for the locals that can go there and get that in there and get that going inside. And I think that's what we need to do, because you see it in the hill country. They've been paying attention to that up there because there's a lot of exotics. The reason I know this is because
there's tons of exotic, especially over there down south towards about the area. And I think in mentioning that, let's talk about as far as how we can make that happen. I was blessed to be a part of bringing in one of our new fire science programs and trying to get it and involved. And I think when I talk about it, especially at focus groups, or I talk about it at little meetings that we have, whether it's at the college or at other events, a lot of people think that it's just you're bringing on a new program and it's at the snap of a finger. There's a lot of work, and I have to give a lot of credit to the faculty, the staff, and the administration of Laredo College, because I think whenever you're going to start a program, we have to basically apply to the state and through a lot of accrediting agencies just to be able to have them approve it. We have to spend a lot of money on that. There's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of not only money that's paid to try to get these programs in, but also we're talking about the man and woman hours that are going into actually figuring out exactly if this is a program that we need. And I think through all the application process and all the money that's spent, it's definitely sent out, and it takes months, if not close to a year, maybe 2 years, just to be able to get a response to see if we can offer a program like that.
Sure.
But it goes back to some of those advisory committees and making sure that we as an institution, and more so from the college, figure out exactly what the community needs and what's going to be successful. We definitely don't want, we want to be able to provide a foundation for all the students that are going to come in and say, if I'm going to register for these courses, we're going to definitely get an entire spectrum of education to figure out how we're going to be able to succeed moving forward. But at the same time, we want to make sure that, it's built on success, so that when they leave the college, and we call them 5-10 years from now, we want to make sure to bask in that success, that they're doing well.
That's it also depends on the person. But you can teach them, give them all the great skills, but the will comes from within.
Oh, definitely.
And
And also removing barriers. I mean, hey, even when I was in college or at the university, one of the biggest barriers when I started running out of that scholarship money, because I always talk about when I started at UTSA, I think the tuition was like $6,000 a year, and then by my last year, it skyrocketed because it was just expanding. But it skyrocketed to almost $15,000 a year, and I ran out of money. I had to try to see what I could do to get student loans, but I didn't really want to try to get into that, and so started working. And I think that's another aspect of a lot of our students that work full time, and we're also trying to see what they can do to go to school. And that's where that Palomino Pledge comes in, because if we have somebody that's in need, we want to try to see what we can do to remove those barriers, especially when it comes to financial aid or paying for the courses if they otherwise can't.
And we need that. We need to take care of our own. I'm always the type that we have to take care of our own backyard before we can move on down the neighborhood and so on and so forth.
Definitely.
And we have to take care of our own here. And that to me shows a direction of positivity.
Mm-hmm. While the word community has been removed from Laredo College, it's still at the foundation of what it is that we do and who it is that we care about. I know I've made several comments in which we talk about our online program as far as, and we have a great offerings for online schooling, and then as far as from our traditional students who, from all ages, they come to Laredo College, and even from our dual enrollment.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you need. Things are changing.
Yes. Yeah. And we have to make sure we keep up with the times. We have to make sure everything in this world nowadays, it's moving it's here today and it's gone today. And so we want to make sure that while what we're offering is something that's going to benefit the students, we have to make sure that we cater to the students. At the end of the day, our customers, if we're kind of seeing it from a business perspective, our customers are the students. And we need to make sure that we provide them with everything that they need to be successful once they get out.
Absolutely. But here's something. If people want help, especially with that Palomino program, who do they call? Do they call the
So
college?
they go to our enrollment offices and our financial aid offices. They would apply through their FAFSA. Basically, whenever they, usually high school counselors are excellent at making sure that everybody applies for their FAFSA. If not, they can definitely visit our enrollment and financial aid offices. The individuals, the men and women that are there in our enrollment financial aid offices are, best to none. And that's essentially where they'll get that information, apply for it, and they'll receive their letter on an email as quickly as possible.
Here's the other question. How about kids that are already enrolled and they want to continue forward and they didn't get a scholarship? Can they get
So
the help now?
it's all based on need, but everybody still has the ability to apply. And there's also the beauty about our financial aid and our enrollment department is that we're going to find a way to make sure that you can get the skills that you need, get the education that you need. Education has always been the greatest equalizer for everybody, no matter where you live. And I think with all of our faculty, our staff, and our administration, that's the one thing that they look for. Making sure, and even us as board members. I always say we're the biggest cheerleaders for the college, right? Even though we're quote unquote volunteers, but we're still elected to be there. We want to make sure that our faculty, our staff, and our administration have everything that they need to be successful, because at the end of the day, if they have what they need to be successful, then that just passes on to the student.
Absolutely. Now, if somebody wants to help you out and get involved with your campaign, because you have a campaign going now as well.
Yeah. So
how can they get a hold of you?
Definitely, they can reach me through social media, whether Facebook, Instagram, pretty much all the fun parts of social media, Twitter. Not on TikTok yet, but I will be. I even have my website where it's voteforjd.com, and that's the number 4. That's the position that I'm running for. They would be able to reach me out through there. There's a chat bot that's there that reaches out to me directly, and then I just call them up.
Awesome. Folks, here you have it. You have board member J.D. Delgado, who's running up for a re-election. And we suggest you guys vote for him.
Thank you very much.
No,
Appreciate the time.
Anytime. And we'll get back into that, because there's a lot of other things that we'll talk about.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of things for growth.
Yes, definitely. There's always room for growth, and I think with the successes that we've enjoyed at the institution, not only the Palomino Pledge, several others from our meal plan program and making sure that we give back to our students, even from helping out the school districts to make sure to see what they can do to build up their dual enrollment program, in which we essentially just kind of cleared out as far as what the charge is for the school districts. That way the school districts have some breathing room to give back to the students. Is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Folks, here we have it. We've run out of time, but Till next time, you all be safe, stay safe, and God bless you all. Until next time. Peace. Have you ever wondered about what happens in a martial arts studio? Well, you start right away by setting goals, building determination, gaining focus, building skills, all while becoming more fit, gaining confidence, and learning self-defense. Buitron Academy is a school where attitude meets aptitude. So give us a call at 956-401-4868.